What happens when you mix high tyre degradation, rain-covered asphalt, dirty air, and an F1 grid where every driver has a shot at championship glory? You get the chaos and spectacle of SDRL Season 7. Race 1, the Australian Grand Prix. Coming into the season opener, driver lineup suggested Ferrari and McLaren might be the wildcards, their pace yet unknown. Elsewhere, the grid was stacked with proven talent. In the Drivers' Championship, the spotlight was fixed firmly on Aurak's, last season's champion. The likes of Barbans, Alex, Smith, Mars and Bradders right there in the mix. A hungry field in their mirrors, eager to climb the time tower. As ever in Melbourne, the weather played its part. Rain was forecast for the entire 18-minute qualifying session. Intermediate tyres were the only choice. Slicks stayed in their blankets for now. With 12 minutes to go, half the grid hadn't posted a time. The veterans chipped away at pole, bringing it down from 127.2 to 126.7 and then to 125.4. As the session ticked into its final third, Bradders struck with a 124.9, laying down a serious marker. Then came the shift. With 6 minutes to go, the rain eased. At 4, the track began to dry. DRS was enabled. Cue chaos. A mad dash to the pits followed as the grid scrambled onto softs. The final minutes became a tyre temp lottery. Half the grid began their flying laps with only seconds left on the clock. On a drying track, pole changed hands in rapid succession. Mars clocked a 121.8 before Test Will edged ahead with a 120.6. Mars snatched it back with a 120.0, but finally it was Barbans who stamped his authority, going fastest with a 119.4. He and Mars locked out the front row, with Sertdogan and Alex right behind. The late switch to slicks did catch some big names in the pits. Leightat, Berkey, Bradders and Smith all remained on their inter-lap times and stranded in the lower rows. The sun broke through the haze on race day. No rain on the radar. 29 laps ahead on Melbourne's fast street circuit. Most of the grid opted for mediums, signalling that tyre management would be pivotal. It was. Barbans and Mars launched cleanly from the front, with Sertdogan close behind and Alex right on his tail. But at turn 8, Sert ran wide. A mistake that would ultimately drop him from the podium. His place at the front quickly claimed by Aurak's. By lap 7, the front four, Barbans, Mars, Alex and Aurak's, had broken clear, pulling a 2-second gap. Notably, Alex, running on hards, was keeping pace with the others on mediums, biding his time before the pit stops. Behind them, Sertdogan, Shuriken, Test Will, Smith, Berkey and Wins Goated formed the second train, and a 6-second gap to the field behind, now beginning to string out. On lap 10, Barbans appeared to be nursing his tyres. Mars capitalised, snatching the lead, and Alex challenged hard for P2. Barbans regrouped quickly, retaking the lead just before Mars headed to the pits. Mars and Aurak's both looked to undercut Barbans, but traffic squashed their hopes, most notably for Mars. The delay allowed Barbans to rejoin alongside Mars before easing back into the lead. Alex's strategy, switching from hards to mediums, was undone by a 10-second pit lane speeding penalty. He had the pace to recover, but a costly spin on lap 19, exiting turn 2, forced him in for a new wing and tyres. Alex eventually finished P7, a gritty drive that could have been a lot more. From lap 20 onward, Barbans began to pull away from Mars, solidifying his grip on the top step. A puncture risk on worn hards was the only remaining challenge, but it never came. Mars, safely in P2, managed to break DRS to Aurak's, who held on to P3 despite needing a late stop for fresh mediums on lap 24. The battle for the remaining points, a game of penalties and survival. Test Will took P4, Sertdogan P6, Alex P7 and Epahake snatched P10, all capitalising on missteps around them. In the constructors' race, Haas emerged strong, but it was Barbans' dominance, both in pace and consistency, that set the tone for the season ahead. As the paddock unpacks for race 2, one question looms: who will challenge Barbans? Mars, Aurak's and Smith look like contenders. Alex, despite a spin, a penalty and wind damage, is showing signs of potential to come. Season 7 is up and running, and the battle for the crown has begun.